We're talking Ball State. Don Shondell and Ray McCallum talking Ball State. Nate Davis and Bonzi Wells. Schumann, Bell Tower, and Worthen. Fans all over from Muncie to Berlin. Getting Concanons, Carters, and Greeks.
All right, everyone out there in Cardinal land, welcome to another edition of Ball State of the Union, your number one Ball State football podcast. By the fans, for the fans. We're talking current headlines, exclusive interviews with Cardinal athletes and coaches, and fun off-the-wall debates that you're not going to hear anywhere else. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to us on all of your favorite social media platforms. And as always, when you hear that catchy tune at the beginning of this video, you know we're about to be doing one thing and one thing only, and that is talking Ball State. I am John, your host, as always, joined tonight by my good friend in Ball State Football Hall of Famer, Mr. Willie Sneed, and our friends. We got a collab here. Our friends over at Crossroads Sports. We have Brandon and Jonathan here. Guys, thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate you being here. We've had this idea for a little while now, and Willie came on your guys' show a little while back, and you guys are the perfect people to have on here tonight. So we appreciate you being here.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, excited when you sent the idea over tonight. I said, why we can't pass this up, especially when you talk Ball State football. I mean, had great memories there with that. And then I got nostalgia when I saw the opening video with Carter. So I'm hungry for a Carter's hot dog now.
That's right. R.I.P. to our guy Carter.
Right.
So before we kind of get jumping in here, I guess I'll start with both of you. Jonathan, I'll go to you first. I know you guys are both Ball State guys. Kind of tell me about your Ball State fandom, maybe when you were in school, and just kind of, how you followed the team over the years.
Talking Ball State. Don Shondell and Ray McCallum talking Ball State. Nate Davis and Bonzi Wells. Schumann, Bell Tower, and Worthen. Fans all over from Muncie to Berlin. Getting Concanons, Carters, and Greeks.
All right, everyone out there in Cardinal land, welcome to another edition of Ball State of the Union, your number one Ball State football podcast. By the fans, for the fans. We're talking current headlines, exclusive interviews with Cardinal athletes and coaches, and fun off-the-wall debates that you're not going to hear anywhere else. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to us on all of your favorite social media platforms. And as always, when you hear that catchy tune at the beginning of this video, you know we're about to be doing one thing and one thing only, and that is talking Ball State. I am John, your host, as always, joined tonight by my good friend in Ball State Football Hall of Famer, Mr. Willie Sneed, and our friends. We got a collab here. Our friends over at Crossroads Sports. We have Brandon and Jonathan here. Guys, thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate you being here. We've had this idea for a little while now, and Willie came on your guys' show a little while back, and you guys are the perfect people to have on here tonight. So we appreciate you being here.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, excited when you sent the idea over tonight. I said, why we can't pass this up, especially when you talk Ball State football. I mean, had great memories there with that. And then I got nostalgia when I saw the opening video with Carter. So I'm hungry for a Carter's hot dog now.
That's right. R.I.P. to our guy Carter.
Right.
So before we kind of get jumping in here, I guess I'll start with both of you. Jonathan, I'll go to you first. Um, I know you guys are both Ball State guys. Kind of tell me about your Ball State fandom, maybe when you were in school, and just kind of how you followed the team over the years.
I'm probably gonna be the oldest person on this conversation, man. Even though I don't feel like it, there you go, man. As I shoveled a gang of snow this afternoon, and probably some this in the morning, man. But man, I attended Ball State in the late '90s, man. Graduated in 1997. During my tenure, a couple MAC titles, titles kind of hung with some of those programs. I always tap in with Ball State athletics, whether it's, track, football, basketball, just because, I'm a, hardcore alumni like that, you know what I mean? So part of the, and Brandon, to kind of tell you, part of the premise of Crossroads Sports is our, I won't say definitely not necessarily affiliation, but our affinity. We've had some folks kind of come onto our platform, whether it be from the football program or the golf program, and kind of share with us some of their story too as well, man. But man, we love sports and got a special little niche for Ball State for sure due to our alumni. Graduating from that university.
There we go. Yeah, and one thing you mentioned there, Ball State golf. Some people, if they don't realize this, the men's golf program specifically, very, very good. They're a MAC perennial, winner. They're in the NCAA tournament a lot. So if for some reason people don't keep up with golf, good school to keep up with. And Brandon, same question for you. Kind of maybe when were you in school? I've seen you. You got a helmet I'm jealous of. I have a handful of Ball State helmets. You got one I'm jealous of. But kind of same thing with you that I had for Jonathan. Kind of just walk me through your time with Ball State.
Yeah, absolutely. Went to Ball State 2005 to the winter of 2008. Graduated in 2008. That was the year that we went 12-0. The magical run with Nate Davis and crew. And then while I was there, I actually got to be in charge of the Ball State women's basketball scout team while I was there. So for Tracy Roller and Kelly Packard, and then while they were there, and then the magical run they had with beating Tennessee in the first round. So getting to experience that. And then I was a sports administration major. So friends with a lot of the athletes there, football, basketball, baseball, the softball team. But yeah, just following those schools. Coach Fleck, as we mentioned, has been a gracious friend of ours. Good, had him on the show several times. So always love watching that, and the basketball program and the football program. Always keeping tabs. And I think, John, we usually at least once a show just kind of give a little update, kind of where Ball State's at within what sports. So
okay, I love it. And I kind of referenced it before, but Willie went on your guys' show, and that's Crossroads Sports. So I have your guys' screen right here. Let me pull it up. So if anyone's watching right now, be sure to go over to Crossroads Sports over there on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, watch their shows. They do a good job. I've watched them a handful of times. So Brandon, just kind of walk us through. I know Jonathan touched on it a little bit, but walk us through kind of what Crossroads Sports is and what people can expect if they ever tune in and watch.
Yeah, absolutely. So Crossroads Sports, event, I guess, established in 2017. Really, it started for myself and we would
Yeah, someone's typing.
Oh, you're good, Brandon.
Okay. We'd have a conversation during work just about sports and whether it be a different topic or, the NBA games last night or the NFL and such. And then after I left our employment there, me and John still kept in pace, and then decided, hey, you know what? I'm starting a sports program and started off my own thing kind of called Reef's Take, which is a blog and then audio, and then end up asking John to join me in 2000. John, was it 17 or 18? Might have been.
It had to be like 17 at 2017.
17. So really, it's kind of like I took the concept from like a barbershop talk where get your sports takes off, updates from what's going on from around the country stuff. But I also wanted it more of an Indiana centric a little bit, because you turn on ESPN, you hear all the yelling, the talking heads. It's all national. There's nothing local. So we wanted to hit it from a local's perspective, and then also bring in those people here from the local side to kind of talk and give their takes that you don't ever really hear back then on that national topic side, because it's always the Knicks and the Lakers and the big cities and stuff like that you never actually got to talk. Yeah, you know what? What about Tyrese Halliburton? I mean, now Tyrese is crazy good, but that trade, bringing Tyrese over here, getting those type of things, those conversations started. Yeah, and it's done wonders for us over the last 8 years. It's crazy. It's been 8 years already. So.
Wow. Well, I'm going to make sure I'm going to practice what I preach here. I'm going to go ahead and subscribe as well. So everyone out there watching, be sure to go out there and subscribe to the channel because, like I said, I've watched a handful of times. It's always been good. You guys have good back and forth, some good banter, and some good sports talk there. So, all right, did I miss anything? I feel like I could cover all the intros. No need to introduce Willie Sneeds for Ball State. I guess you can if you would like. I think most people.
No, I just want to shout out these guys, man, because I remember being on the show back during the season, and we had a great time, and I'm glad we got to make this happen because when I got off the show, I was thinking to myself like, man, this would be a good idea to get them on the podcast because I was rolling like 4 or 5 weeks into the pod at that time, John, and I just thought this would be like a good link up, and I'm glad it happened. I'm just looking forward to what we do tonight, and just being on here with you guys again, man. It's a pleasure.
Likewise, excited.
Perfect. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. That is a great question by you, Jonathan. Here's what we're gonna do. I have got a wheel right here. I'm going to shuffle this wheel a couple times. We see it here. Okay, I got the wheel on here. I'm going to shuffle it 3 times or 4 times. Nice. For us. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's going to be a snake draft. So picks 1 through 4. There's 4 of us. So whoever this lands on, you get a pick. If you want, pick 1, 2, 3, or 4, and then we'll just go through. And then whatever's left is what's left. So we'll do the first spin here. Oh,
there you go.
Me. Okay. I'm gonna take the second pick.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Good strategy.
All right. Next pick. All right, Brandon.
I'm gonna take number 1.
Okay, pick number 1, Brandon.
I like it.
Okay. All right.
I really thought about taking 4. I really just put that back to back.
The snake draft will do that to you.
Yeah.
This is better than NBA All-Star selection.
All right, Willie. You want 3 or 4, Willie?
I'll go 3rd.
Okay. All right. And then so Jonathan, that'll leave you with the 4th pick. Okay. So you got that wraparound pick there. Okay. All right. I'm going to read the rules here, and we'll get started with Brandon's first pick. So for those watching at home, again, this is the all-time Ball State football player snake draft. So again, snake draft format. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So Jonathan's the 4th pick. He'll get the 5th pick as well. Positions, we're going to be drafting 1 quarterback, 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. So either a wide receiver, running back, tight end, and 1 defensive player. So each player can only be drafted 1 time. And once that player is taken, again, they're off the board. And then each pick you have, just be sure to kind of, reiterate the pick, kind of why you're making that selection, where you're doing it, just so we're not, just saying a person's name and kind of moving on. So, all right, I got the big board here. I'll kind of mark stuff off as we go along with the first pick in the 2026 all-time Ball State football player draft, Mr. Brandon Reef.
Yeah. Man. A lot of good players there. A lot of good players to choose from. I'm going to start out kind of like I would do from a fantasy perspective with it. I'm going to go running back as my first pick. Jawan Edwards. I think when you look at that position, you got to take that guy there, right? 4,600 yards rushing, school record, 47 touchdowns, program record. He solidifies. He is the position of running back there. So I'm taking Jawan Edwards, number 1.
He was number 1 on my board as well.
He was
my boy, man. That's my dog, bro.
He was. I'll have to send it to you guys. He was a friend of mine in college. Me and him are the same age, and we had class together, like an English class freshman year. And we had to make a video at some point, and it was like this ridiculous video. It's on YouTube. I'll have to find it and send it to you guys in the email because it's buried in the depths of YouTube. But it's him basically being like a superhero running around class. So Great guy. We had him on the show as well. If people haven't seen that, just go to the channel. We had Juwan on maybe sometime last year. He's a great interview. So
make sure y'all clip this. You gotta add tag Quake, man. He'll love this, bro.
Number
First
1 overall pick.
First
There we
pick.
go. There we go. All right, so it's me next. Okay, I got a couple of places I can go here. And as much as I don't want to do this because I don't want it to go to his head, I think I'm going to take my co-host, Mr. Willie Snead, with the second overall pick.
Yes, sir.
There's a couple of ways I could have gone here, but I think with how I can draft this all out, I think Willie Snead is who I want here. So, Willie's best accolade that he's known for, obviously, is being a co-host on Ball State of the Union. That's about all he's known for nowadays.
The number one.
But, one of the best players of all time. If anyone talks about Ball State football, one of the first names that comes up is Willie Snead. Multiple all-conference player, 2013 first team all-conference, Blitnikoff Award semifinalist, went on to play forever in the NFL. And he's a great co-host. So I think Willie Snead is someone that I want to have on my board this high up. So I'm going with Mr. Willie Snead with my first overall pick.
Solid pick.
Do I have buyer's remorse? I didn't take Willie number 1. No.
No,
you got the right. You got the right idea with the running back. So I think you're onto something there.
By the way, Willie, it's a damn shame. I'm playing Madden, man. I can't sign you as a free agent on there.
Bro, they took me off the game. Brandon, do you know if you go all the way down that signing free agency, like they got guys that haven't been in the league for like 2 years,
right?
Like, why did I get booted
up
off
until 2 years ago? Ben Roethlisberger was still a free agent on there for some reason, and he retired.
And I didn't retire. Oh, bro, I gotta raise hell. Like the fact that you just said that, I need to raise hell because I thought I was the only one that noticed that, bro.
Oh no,
real talk.
Ain't coming to it,
bro.
There we go. All right, since you're not on Madden anymore, you go ahead and pick somebody else. You're up.
All right, man. So Brandon took my first pick, man, because I was going to go with Quake, man. You got to have a strong running game, when you're trying to build a team. And I think, having the all-time leading rusher in Ball State history as a pick, you can't go wrong with that. But I'm going to pick a guy from that same class, or not the same class, but played on the same team as him. It's the quarterback, Keith Winning, number 10. I'm going with the quarterback. Keith Winning, when I got there, man, he was a freshman, big kid. He had all the potential in the world. And when I actually got on campus, man, that's when I saw his potential really, take off. He was a 2013 John Unitas Gold Arm Award finalist, 2013 All-American Conference second team, 2013 Maxwell Award watch list. The list goes on and on, guys. And, every week, man, this guy's making unbelievable throws, getting everybody involved. There's a reason why he's one of the best guys to put on the Ball State jersey, man. And I would be wrong not to take the quarterback if I wasn't taking my boy Quake. So I'll go with my dog Keith Winning with the number 3 pick.
Pretty good pick. One thing I want to point out here, there's a lot of internal debate amongst Ball State fans. A lot of times it is the 2008 team the best, is the 2013 team the best, and people go back and forth. We're 3 picks in. These are all from the 2013 team. I'm just going to put that out there for right now.
That's right.
So, again, with Keith, most prolific passer, all-time leader in passing yards and touchdowns, 2-time all-conference player, like you said. So, great pick, Willie, as well. And we had Keith on the show as well, and that was maybe one of the funnest episodes we had. Keith and Willie just kicked it for like an hour, basically, just talking about the good old days. So that was a great one. Again, if people haven't seen that, go check it out. All right. Jonathan, you are up now. You have the next 2 picks.
Woo.
I feel like I almost should go quarterback, but I'm gonna say my quarterback for the latter round. So I'm gonna say defense wins championships, right? We know this, man. So we're gonna go with Keith McKenzie.
Okay.
Keith McKenzie, who played in the Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers, I do believe.
Yep.
I think I chipped with the Packers. I think also he spent some time around the program as an assistant coach. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I don't know. I don't know the timeline on around now, but he kind of stayed around the program as well, man. So single season. It was my year, 95. Single season interception.
Okay.
From the linebacker position, you know what I'm saying? That's special for sure. So, like I said, I'm going with the defense first, man. Linebacker Keith McKenzie.
Okay.
Nice.
Good pick.
I like it. Yep. Okay. All right. Keith McKenzie is off the board, so that's your defensive player. And Jonathan's going right back around to you to start off round 2.
Man, since Nate Davis is out there, man, sorry, Brandon.
Oh my God!
He wasn't going to get to you regardless.
I know.
Et tu Brute, man. I was, it is what it is, man. That was a magical run for them, for sure. Just right outside of the, a national championship game. That one little loss. Nah, man, give me Nate Davis. He's still out. He still be out here.
He could sling it still.
He's slinging it, man. We try to get him on the show, man. We're not big enough just yet. But like, no, man, give me Nate Davis and that magical run that in the magic numbers he put up for sure.
We did a during intramurals. Was it our senior year intramural basketball, and we took on the football team. There was a tournament game. I just remember making fun. One of our roommates, he got dunked on by Nate and them, just how high he got because they had several of the football team players out there. But that was I was like,
supreme athlete.
Oh, 100%. And he was like, he wasn't like a skinny guy either. He was like that thick dude. I mean, he could look at those guys in those pads back then, and seeing it now, like
totally different. They were huge back then. They were just like.
Do you think you could run around with that?
I had to do it when I was a little league. I think about the shoulder pads I had to put on when I was 8 years old. They were like all the way up here, like just moving around, dude. I couldn't imagine in the NFL doing it though. Like that's
no.
Two interesting notes on Nate Davis, obviously that aren't directly tied to his Ball State career. Number one is, I believe him and Matthew Stafford are the only quarterbacks left from that draft class at this point that are still playing football because obviously Nate's not in the NFL, but he's playing in like an indoor type league somewhere. I know he plays on a team in San Diego, he's still playing. And then you were talking, Brandon, about basketball. I think he was like at the time the 3rd all-time leading scorer in the state of Ohio or something like that, behind LeBron and one other guy. Like he was a big-time basketball player as well.
Yeah.
Something crazy like that. I can't remember the exact stat, and it could have changed. But yeah, it was something like him, LeBron, and like Branch McCracken or some really old name that I had heard of before, but I couldn't remember who it was. But my brother played on the basketball team kind of in that time frame when you were in school, Brandon. And before his freshman year, before he walked on, he said he'd play intramurals and Nate would just whoop up on everybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a hell of a screen too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure. So yeah, great. Jonathan, great pick. Yeah, Brandon, he wouldn't get to. I was going to take him if Jonathan did. So, all right. So Willie, you're up next. You already have a quarterback. Yeah. Where would you like to go next?
So I really could have went a whole bunch of ways, but I'm going receiver with this pick. And when I thought about all the receivers that put on the Ball State uniform, a couple big names come to mind, like Briggs Orsbon was a clutch player during those 2000 years. He was actually there my freshman year when he was a senior, so I got to play with him. He was a great player. Jamil Smith went walk on. He broke down so many barriers for small receivers, even guys that wanted to walk on and get scholarships. Man, he just proved everything to me, and I believe he was one of the best players to put it on. Dante Ridgeway was another awesome receiver that went crazy. But the guy that I have, man, I saw his tape before I even came to Ball State, and he just lit up the tape.
Don't do it.
And unfortunately, he got injured, had a bad neck injury. And this guy made me commit to Ball State. He showed me that I can make plays and do special things there. And if he never got hurt, he'd probably be the best receiver to put on a Ball State uniform, even better than me. You know what I'm saying? He was that good. Like, not trying to toot my own horn, but this guy was legit. Dante Love, I'm going with my pick, man.
Great. I was going to get that one in.
Yeah. That was my guy, man. I watched so much tape on him, and I think Coach Lynch showed me that tape when I first got to Ball State, and I just saw this guy just doing things that were just like, you think he's supposed to be at a Power 5 school. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was that good. And, it was just unfortunate with the injury. He was on that 2018 that went undefeated, and, he got injured that year. And I just think if they had – oh, you were?
Down in Indiana, yeah.
Mm-hmm. like if he was healthy the whole year, like you guys probably would have been in the national championship. I believe he was like that impactful for you guys. He could have been. You know what I mean?
Just as good as he
So
was there on the field, he was within the Ball State community and athletic department. He was everywhere. You always saw him at, whether it be a softball game or baseball or basketball. Like that
yeah,
was kind of his thing while he was there as well, and that was what I really remember. And the sports classes that we had.
mhm.
So yeah, really good dude. Great pick.
Much respect for him, dog. Just as a man, as a football player, he embodies the kind of guy that you want in your receivers. So that's my guy right there. That's my
Okay.
pick.
Good pick. I think he's probably on most people's boards, if not everybody's board there.
Facts.
All right, it's back to me. So I have Willie Snead, and the two quarterbacks I was going to take are both gone now. So I think I'm going to go elsewhere. I'm going to stay in running back. There's only been one running back taken so far. I'm going to take McQuail Lewis. Another guy, big-time player on the 2008 team that went 12-0 in the regular season. Over 3,000 yards, countless touchdowns, all top 5 all-time leading rusher for Ball State. 2009 Walter Camp Award watch list guy preseason, and he had a 300-yard rushing game against Eastern Michigan that year. I don't think that season happens obviously without him. Nate Davis and Dante Love, but McQuail Lewis is just as big a part of that team, I would say, as anybody else. So that is who I'm going to take with my next pick. Brandon, you're running out of 2008 guys here.
I am running out 2008 guys, which is okay. It's okay. It's not always about the 2008 guys. Some other guys were impactful just as well.
Yeah.
I feel like I got to grab him while he's out there still, the way the position's kind of flowing. I'm going to take Drew Plitt, quarterback, MAC champ, 67 yards or 67 passing touchdowns, almost 7,000 yards passing. And I believe where was it? We saw something with Plitt. Was he with the Lions organization?
He's with the
Bengals. That's what it was. Yeah. So had an opportunity in the NFL as well. Just great quarterback. I remember him there from the late 2010s, 17 to 20 or so. Great quarterback. So I'm gonna take Drew Plitt.
Yeah, there's only one quarterback in the history of Ball State that can say they won a bowl game, and Drew Plitt's one of them, MVP of the Arizona Bowl that year. Yeah. Again, not trying to sound like a broken record. We had him on the show as well. So if you want to go back and listen to Drew Plitt, we talk about all things his career, his time with the Bengals. He's from the Cincinnati area. He's a big Bengals fan growing up. He said on his mantle until his child was born, he scored a touchdown in a preseason game with the Bengals. He said that was up on the mantle. He said that's going to stay there until his kid was born. So
good for him, man.
Yeah. So yeah, great pick. I love the pick of Drew Plitt. Okay, Brandon, we're back to you for the start of round 3.
I can go a couple different ways here. I could go the easy route for my wide receiver. Another great wide receiver there. Or I'm considering kind of going a little defense because this guy kind of reminds me. I think I'm going to go defense.
Okay.
I'm going to go Sean Baker.
Yes. I love that.
That dude was like a honey badger version of the honey badger. Hard hitting, just beast mode. I remember anytime you saw a replay of him, he would just be flying across the field and just drilling people. His toughness, tenacity, man. Sean Baker, he always stood out to me as a tough dude, hard hitting dude, kind of like that Tyrone Matthew, the honey badger type. And I want that guy on my team for the effort that guy puts in.
For sure.
Willie, did you play with Sean at all?
I did. I have a great Sean Baker story. I was a freshman when he was a senior, and I was just coming in from high school. I was an early graduate, came in January, and we did winter workouts together, and then we got to spring ball. And I was just this freshman trying to get in there and throw a block, and here comes the All-American Sean Baker coming downhill, and I stuck him. I didn't put him on his back, but I brought my ass and my pads with me, and he felt it. And we kind of stuck at the same time, and we were just going at it at the camp. And one time he threw a punch at me, because like I was just not stopping. Like I was just full speed on blocks every time. Like guys didn't want to block back then, but I just took pleasure in blocking guys and finishing them. And he didn't like that one practice. It was just like that practice from day 8. Like we've done a couple 2 days, and this guy's feeling the frustration, and he just took a swing at me. And I think after that, like we didn't have any problems. I earned his respect. He was a great guy. He turned out to be a coach. I think he's coaching with the Texans as an assistant special teams coach. But he's an awesome dude, man. But hell of a safety, man. He was one of those guys that taught me, hey, this is college ball right here. Safeties are flying downhill, and you got to meet them in the run game. So shout out to Sean, man. Great pick, Brandon. I like that pick.
Thank you. Yep, good one. Okay, it's back to me now. All right, you guys all got quarterbacks, so that's going to be my last pick. I'm not touching a quarterback here until the last round. I want to go with my flex spot here, and I'm down between 2 guys. So I'm trying to decide. Do we want to have the best players on the team, or do we want to build the best team overall? What do you guys think? Is it just, do I want to have the best names or the best team overall? Because that's going to decide what I do here.
Yeah, that's the strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, best team. You gotta go with the best team.
All right, let me think here. Okay, I'm just going to do this. All right, I'm taking my flex spot here. I'm taking another wide receiver. I'm going with Justin Hall. Justin Hall, a more recent player on in 2017, 2021, all-time leader in all-purpose yards, all-time leader in receptions. He was like, the go-to guy for the MAC championship team, the team that won the Arizona Bowl, the team that went to the Camilla Bowl the next year. Electric kick returner. I know Willie kind of talked about Jamil Smith earlier. He was a Jamil Smith-like returner as well as being a great receiver. So top option for what's arguably, the most successful team that Ball State's ever had. And he had the longevity of playing all those years to do that. So I'm going to take Justin Hall in my flex spot here.
I like that pick, man.
Yep, good pick. That's who I was fighting with.
I'll get and afterwards when we get to people that are left, if you have anyone on your board that wasn't picked, we'll have it on mention section. But I was very back and forth there between him and one other person. So I think he might get taken, but if he doesn't, I'll be sure to kind of shout him out there at the end. So let me make sure I'm getting this right here, just so I'm keeping track. Okay. All right, Mr. Sneed, you're back up.
I can go either way here. I think I might go running back. I know Quake was taken earlier, and then Lewis. I love Lewis. He was a great back. I got to see a little bit of tape on him when I first got to Ball State. He was a hell of a running back. I thought about my dog Horatio Banks. Shout out to him, man. He was just a great 1-2 punch with Quake, man. He's like one of those, like, he was probably one of the better number 2 backs that I ever played with. And, he just found a seam and he'd hit it. You know what I'm saying? He was that great change-up back. But the guy that I have so much respect for, and I loved watching his tape when I first got to Ball State, it was him, it was Dante Love, and Lewis. And this guy came off the bench. He was like another number 2 back. But Corey Sykes was probably one of the most explosive running backs that I've ever seen put on a uniform at Ball State. And he was riddled with injuries. He had a lot of ankle injuries that kind of shorted his career. But man, when this guy was healthy, he would take off like a bullet, man. I saw him take one for 60 down the sideline. And I was like, yeah, Ball State's legit, man. They got some dudes. So I'm going to take Corey Sykes, man, as my running back with this pick right here.
I did not have Corey Sykes coming off the board here, Willie. You might have reached on this one.
Corey Sykes is one of those kind of scat backs. It's like a lot of people know about him because he was like riddled with injuries. I think that's what really killed his career. But when he was healthy, man, guy could fly, bro.
All right. You've played a lot more football than I, so I'll take your word on it.
You got to, bro.
All right. I got you. All right, Jonathan, you got 2 big picks right here. What you got for me?
Man, you threw a monkey wrench in the toilet, man, when you said best team. So that made me think, man, like nobody's picked any offensive lineman, man. So I got to go offensive lineman. That means we got to
Hold on. Can he?
It's a flex position.
Well, flex tech I mean, I guess it's your team. You can do what you want.
Yeah. You can do it if you want to do that. You can, yes.
He
But
said alignment.
I would not. But you can if you'd like.
Yeah, you can if you want.
Thank you, man. Well, you know what I'm saying? All the other guys on my list to get honorable mention. I still got one more pick, y'all.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I'm going with Danny Pinter. You know what I'm saying? You plug him at guard, you plug him at, I don't know, did the coach play him at center, Brandon Reef? I can't remember, man. And I know I think he's kind of injured right now, often injured, but he's still with the coach, I do believe. But like, no, man. For a lot of guys, a lot of scouts said he couldn't play. From Feinbaum to Mel Kiper said, you know what I'm saying, they didn't think the undersized guy from Ball State could play. And like the coach didn't found what they would say value out of that pick and out of that position. That dude didn't play all the offensive line positions. Did he coach?
He did start every single position that one year, yes.
There you go, man. So, you know what I'm saying, that's special. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go with the homie Danny Pinter.
What a wild card.
Crazy pick, but hey, I'll say this. He started his career at Ball State as a tight end, so I guess he can be your flex as a tight end.
There you go.
There you go.
I think
you saved him right there, John.
No, Brandon, look it up, man. He caught one in the pros. I
believe he did. Yeah, he caught a touchdown at Ball State for sure, and I'm pretty sure he caught one with the Colts as well. There you go.
All right, there we go. 6 linemen. Okay, I feel you.
Okay,
we're going Reggie Hodges here then, I guess, for the last your next pick.
Yeah,
my
so
last pick.
Well, you got two. You got one more right here, and then you'll have one more at the end of the 5th round. So you got 2 more picks technically.
Okay, I'm gonna go with another homie from our era, Mike Blair. He still got some records kind of put up, maybe in the top 20 as far as like all offense is concerned. Like I said, spent some time in XFL, in the XFL. You know what I'm saying? Spent some time NFL Europe. Spent some time with the Bengals, Green Bay. Real solid running back, man. He even qualified for the Olympic bobsled team. Jamaican. He's not in the movie. No joke.
I was about to say, I've seen that.
Not
movie.
Cool Running.
No, but like afterward, I mean, you know, if you can, you know, your lineage just has any type of, you know what I'm saying, ancestry to that country, man, you know, and you're an athlete, you can play for that country. So yeah, he was doing some bobsledding in the mid 2000s. So I'm going with Mike Blair.
See, this is what you can expect from the Crossroads show. These little tidbits that he throws out here.
I love it. There we go. All right, Michael Blair, running back, off the board here. Okay. Willie Snead, you are back. You need a flex and you need a defensive player. Which would you like to take here?
Okay, I'm going to go with flex. We haven't set any tight ends. And I got to play with this guy, Zane Fakes. He is probably one of the best tight ends that ever came out of the MAC. And he was just a great route runner. You know, we talk about Antonio Gates. We talk about, you know, all these guys that were, you know, legendary athletes. But Zane Fakes really had to work. He had to work to be great, and with that greatness, he was a first-team All-MAC tight end for 2 years. You know, he made a bunch of plays for us, both in the 2012 and 2013 season. And I got a bunch of respect for this guy, man. I love this guy. I got to see him grow into the player that he was. And right now, he's actually the strength coach. He might be the head strength coach now for the Colts, but he was there for a long time as the assistant. And you know, just got a lot of respect for this guy. He made a bunch of plays for us at Ball State. Just kind of that, you know, that Swiss Army knife will block. You know, he was George Kittle before George Kittle was ever a thing. Besides, like George Kittle taking 60 yards to the house, I think Zane can take some stuff to the house. He was that athletic back then. But that's my guy, man. Zane Fakes. I'm taking him.
Yeah, good pick. I didn't realize this. I mean, I was in school at the time, but the offense was so prolific at the time with Keith and yourself and Jordan Williams and Juwan and Jamil Smith. Zane was a 2-time first-team all-conference player as well. Like, he was a dog that people kind of forget about. So I had him on the board as well. So I think that's a good pick in your flex spot there.
Willie, since we're talking about constructing teams and such, if you were a head coach for a tight end, are you wanting more of a blocking tight end or a receiving tight end? If you had to choose.
If I had to choose, blocking tight end.
Do it. You gonna say blocking, dude?
You got to, man. Because if I got a tight end that doesn't like to block, we ain't never gonna be able to run. and we got to be able to run the football. And that's how tight ends get open. If the run game is great, they sneak out on leak routes and shallows and big corners. Like, that's how they really get paid. But I would definitely take a blocking tight end, no question.
Yeah, he don't want the tight end taking catches away from him.
I know, right? It's always good to have like a Darnell Washington like the Steelers have. That I mean, he can do both, and
you can use him in different ways, man. That's
right?
for sure, bro.
Side note, I forgot. I know you're a Steeler fan, Brandon, but when I watched the Colts game against them this year, I could not believe how big that guy was.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable. He was like the biggest guy I've ever. I worked in the NFL for 4 years. He was like the biggest guy I've ever seen.
When I was walking, they stayed at our hotel, and I got done escorting Tomlin and Coach Rooney. Was this year? Whatever year it was. I don't know if it was this year or this year they played here. But Darnell Washington got off that bus next to me, and I looked like an ant compared to him. Complete ant. I just never felt more small in my life.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's like my version of Andre the Giant.
Yeah. Yeah, you just see him on TV. He just noticeably bigger on TV, which is hard to do. But
yeah, that's facts.
Yeah. All right, this back to me here. I need a quarterback and a defensive player. I'm going to take my quarterback last, so I'm going to go defensive player here. Now, guys, I was not even alive when this guy played, but when I was looking through and I saw the stats of this, it was kind of eye-popping here. This guy is a linebacker, mind you, a 3-time MAC Defensive Player of the Year, 44 games in 4 years, almost 700 tackles, and 13 interceptions as a linebacker. This is Greg Garnica. He's a linebacker from 1985 to 1990. If you're a 3-time MAC Defensive Player of the Year for the same team, that's basically unheard of nowadays. So I'm not expecting this to be a name that pops on the graphic, but from what I could see, I'm going with Greg Garnica here. Willie, have you ever heard or met Greg Garnica?
Never heard or met Greg, but he sounds like a dog, man.
Yeah.
No cap. Reading the stats, like, yeah.
Man,
I see why.
He'd had a NIL deal after that second year with IU.
Oh my gosh, he'd been out of here so fast.
Signetti would be like, "Hey, we need that down here." Notre Dame, somebody would have been like, "Hey," but like, no.
How do you spell that last name?
Garnica.
Italian fella.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where he's from or what the nationality is, but when I was reading this, it reminded me of the guy from the linebacker from Clemson a few years ago, who Bosworth, I think is, or whatever, Bullware. I can't remember what his name was, but he was like the guy. He was like the guy on defense for all those years, and that's kind of what this guy reminded me of from what I was reading. But again, never saw him play. I'm not going to act like I have, but statistically, those seem like some pretty crazy stats there. So, Greg Garnica, I don't know if he was on anyone's board, but he's off of mine now. All right, Brandon.
You reached for that one, buddy.
Well, I only got 2 picks left.
Yeah,
and everyone else has a quarterback already, so I'm saving that.
Got those.
The reach was the offensive lineman in whatever round that was. The fourth round, third round, as a tight end. Yeah,
that's
facts. All right, all right, Brandon, your last.
Maybe I should look up
picks.
who the very first Ball State football player was signed.
There
I should
go.
go that route. Set
the
the standard from the start. All right. I got a wide receiver and a flex, correct?
Yes,
that's what I'm seeing at. All
correct.
Right. First, I'm going to go with my wide receiver. And I remember I never always got to see this guy play because I was in high school. And before I even started watching more Ball State. But I remember the name, and I remember seeing the name a lot when I came to Ball State. This guy he finished second, and so far he's second in receiving yards. And he's got 39 more yards than who's number 3, and he's on this podcast right now. Dante Ridgeway.
Yep, good pick.
Great pick.
That guy got 3,030 yards, 22 touchdowns in the early 2000s with Ball State. I'm going to go with Dante. I remember seeing just his name, and I remember I think if I remember back to even a little bit of Madden or so, I remember seeing his name in on a team.
Yeah, I believe he was on the Rams for a little bit.
Yeah.
And one interesting thing, we talked when I was doing Willie's stats. He was a Biletnikoff, semifinalist. Dante Ridgeway in 2004 was a finalist. He was a final 3 for that award in 2004. I think he led, and you might have said some of this, Brandon, but in 2004, he ranked first in NCAA in reception per game in 9.5, receiving yards a game 127, and he had he had 1,400 receiving yards basically. So huge year in 2004.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah,
39 yards away.
Yep, great pick. I had that on my board as well.
If I stayed one more year, I would broke every single record.
No.
Oh yeah.
I would have broke every single record. But I'm like,
you should have stayed.
No, I wasn't gonna do that. I would have. Justin Hall. I'm so happy for Justin, bro. He broke that record. I'm like, and I look at it today. I'm like, I would have caught his ass. Like, I would have definitely caught his ass.
There we go. Okay, Brandon.
Great pick, though.
Your what do you have left? You have flex. That's right, flex. Okay.
Yeah. So looking at my flex, obviously I have like 3 different guys I could choose here, but I'm going to go another impact player, really good friend of mine that I haven't talked to in a bit, but he'd be upset if we did this draft and I didn't pick him. Very much impact guy. Had a program record, 31 touchdowns as a tight end. Darius Hill, my guy from the 08 team. So I got to shout out my guy, Darius. Cool dude. Just huge. You talk about 2,200 yards receiving. Elite receiver for that Ball State team. So I'm going to take Darius.
Yeah, when I was back trying to decide between Justin Hall and somebody else, that was who it was. It was deciding if I wanted Justin Hall or Darius Hill right there. So, yeah, good pick. I didn't see many tight ends going, but the 2 that I had, Zane Fakes and Darius Hill, both kind of ended up getting taken there. So, yeah.
Yeah, I like that pick. Good pick.
Okay.
Sneaky good pick right there.
Yeah, good pick. Okay, my last pick. I got to get a quarterback. I'm double dipping here. I'm taking Mike New.
There you
Quarterback, go. Great quarterback, 1993 MAC MVP, best player in the league in 1993. Fit like one of the top passers in program history, and also head coach. Now, was his head coaching resume always the best? Not necessarily, but he has the 2 things that really matter. First MAC championship in forever in 2020, and the only bowl win in school history. So I'm double dipping here, and I'm taking Mike New as my quarterback here.
Great pick. I had all my quarterbacks that I would have picked are gone, and Mike New is the last one.
There we go.
Perfect. You, man.
Nice all right, Willie, you need a defensive player here. You played with a bunch of them in practice every day. Are you taking one of them, or are you taking somebody else?
I think you know who I'm going to pick here. It came down to 2 guys, 2 really good friends of mine. One of them passed away back in 2019. Eric Patterson. He's definitely going to be my honorable mention. But the guy I got to go with, and I always start in the trenches, man, because that's where the game is won and lost. I'm going to go with Jonathan Newsom. He was picked 5th round back in the 2014 draft. Yep. Came from Ohio State, Cleveland guy, Glenville grad. He's just a dog, man. He's one of the best guys that I know. I still talk to him to this day. He's an actor. Little people don't know that he's a hell of an actor as well. And I think when you think about the trenches, when you think about guys who are dogs, elite pass rushers, can get to the quarterback, I think of Jonathan Newsom. He's one of the best guys to do it. He's one of the top sack leaders in Ball State history in single season. I think he had 11 and a half 2013 year. So I'm going to take Jonathan Newsom with my last pick, man.
Good one. I like it. He was on the show as well. He's a great interview. And DJ as well right now, right? DJ?
Yes, and a DJ, yeah.
And a DJ. Nice. There we go.
He's a talent, man. He's a talent, bro.
He's got all kinds of stuff going on. All right, Jonathan. The last pick, we need a wide receiver out of you.
I got to take a wide receiver.
You do. That's what you got left.
Man, somebody already said Justin Hall.
We got Justin Hall off the board.
Yeah. Dang. Somebody already said Ridgeway.
We got Ridgeway off the board.
Man, somebody already said Maybaum.
Nope. No Kevon Maybaum yet.
I'm just going down there. No disrespect. Man, I told y'all, man, when we first started this journey, man, defense wins championships, man. So I'm going to take Maybaum. but we probably gonna trade him out. You know what I'm saying? Day 2.
Damn.
We probably gonna trade. I don't have no disrespect to him, man. We probably gonna trade. I really wanted Willie Snead, man. So you know, he was off the board when we came to pick, man. But I would take Maybom, but like in 2 weeks, we probably gonna trade him probably gonna send some request for Jonathan Newsom for sure, man.
You said Kevon Maybom, right? Kevon Maybom?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's my guy, man. I love Kevon, bro.
So Kevon is an interesting guy because he was on that team in 2013, 2014 as well, or 2013 team. But he almost is kind of forgotten because there was so many, people in front of him. And he had a great year in 2014. I was a student manager that year. And so he really kind of lit it up. Him and Jawan really kind of lit up. And we didn't have as good of a season as we had the couple years before that. But, Jonathan, that was a good pick. I like that pick.
That was a great pick.
Also, another interesting note about Kevon. I don't think he ever really lasted very long in the NFL, but from 2016-17, I worked in the equipment room for the Colts, and we signed him, like Jonathan's talking about, for a couple of days. He came in because we were playing the Titans, so we brought him in. He was just with the Titans. And so me and him crossed paths briefly again when we got there on West 56th Street in Indianapolis. So,
man, he was one of the hardest workers when he came to Ball State. He was a freshman. He was so motivated and happy to be there. And he was a dog. He was so athletic. His calves were like huge, like the size of coconuts. And I'm like, bro, like where's your dad? Like he's got to be crazy athletic because he was just built like Tarzan. You know what I'm saying? He's like 4'4". I'm like, dude, this guy's going to take my spot. And like by the end of camp, like he was like, as a freshman, he was like, yeah, we got to get this guy on the field somehow. And he was like taking the top off on posts. Like we used to hit him a few times on some big posts. And then like John said, like that 2014 year after I left, like he just blew up. He just took that spot over and really made the most of his opportunities, man. He's a great pick, bro. I don't know if you'll trade him, especially if he takes a couple screens to the house, but
right.
He's definitely capable, bro. Definitely.
There we go. All right. So let me run over to the list here, and then we'll go through honorable mentions. So this is everyone's teams. This isn't necessarily the order they were drafted in, but this is what everyone kind of walks away with team-wise. So for Brandon, he's got Drew Plitt at quarterback, Jawan Edwards at running back, Dante Ridgeway wide receiver. Who was your flex?
Darius.
Darius Hill. That's right. Sorry, Darius Hill. And then Sean Baker on defense. I got all those right, correct?
Yep. That's tough.
Okay. All right. My team: Mike New, McQuail Lewis, Willie Snead, Justin Hall, and Greg Garnica. Willie Snead, we got Keith Winning, Corey Sykes, Dante Love, Zane Fakes, Jonathan Newsom, and Jonathan. He has Nate Davis, Mike Blair, Kevon Maybon, Danny Pinter, and Keith McKenzie. Honorable mentions, Jonathan, I'll start with you. Do you have anyone on honorable mention that we did not say today?
Oh, man, there's another homie linebacker, a little undersized, man, from that era. Probably, I don't know if he led the MAC. He led the MAC in tackles, or maybe no, Ball State tackles. 93, 94, Kevin Johnson. There's who else am I forgetting, man? Aaron Graylack, another linebacker, man. You know what I'm saying? They were kind of rock solid in the 90s on defense, man. So, no, just those two players, Graylack and Kevin Johnson. Maybe because they lived on my floor.
There you go. Always good. Brandon, what about you? Anyone that you wanted to bring up that we didn't mention tonight?
Yeah, I crazy enough, I got 4.
Okay.
They were kind of on my list. How do you not talk about Blaine Bishop?
Yep.
I mean,
Yes.
Tennessee Titan, NFLer. Really surprised you didn't take him, John, as your defensive guy.
Yeah.
You're a big Blaine Bishop
Come on,
guy.
man. 2.5 sacks. He went to Cathedral. He's the East Sider, man. Come on, man. I didn't want to take over the podcast like that. So.
730, NFL. Shoot, he had 738 tackles, 15 and a half sacks, and then
yeah, he was awesome, bro.
Yeah, complete beast. And then I also had on the defensive side, Ray Wilburn. The late right before 2000s. I think was it 2 years here at Ball State? I think he played. I think he switched to, I think it was a linebacker that switched to cornerback or switched to safety. So one of the two his senior year. But shout out to Ray. And one from 2000. I have to keep the 2008 tradition, right? Give me BJ Hill, ball hawking cornerback. Little guy, but could run as fast as anybody, as the devil. So, but shout out to BJ Hill. And then my last one, he only was there 2 years, but he was a touchdown machine. And he's got himself to the NFL as well. Carson Steele from Center Grove.
Had him as well. I'm a Center Grove guy as well myself, so I always followed Carson pretty closely. He looked the same his freshman year at Ball State as he did his freshman year at Center Grove. He just gets the ball and he's gone nonstop. It was crazy. All right, Willie, you might have a lot of people here. I don't really know. You might have nobody. Do you got any more honorable mentions?
I have a few. Yeah. I ain't gonna worry you out too bad, Jonathan. I got you, bro.
It's all good.
One I mentioned already, Horatio Banks. Like I said, he's explosive. He's one of the explosive backs that him and Jawan was like a perfect 1-2 punch for us those couple years we were together. Brooks Orsbon, I said something about him earlier. He's like, one of those Danny Amendola slot receiver type of guys, man. He was my roommate when I was a freshman at Ball State. So we roomed every home road game. And, I just picked his brain so much. And he's just a great person, great human being, family man. I have a lot of respect for him, bro. And he's like one of the Ball State, greats when we talk about, just did it the right way. He was one of those guys that you knew he was going to be in a business major and make a lot of money when he was done playing at Ball State, right? Jamil Smith, he's one of those guys that really proved his way and worked his way onto getting a scholarship and being a starter and being an all-MAC player. Like I said earlier, he just knocked down so many barriers. Super proud of that guy, humbled to be his teammate. Eric Patterson, my Lake friend, he was one of those shutdown corners those couple years. He brought that Florida swag to Ball State, and I'm a firm believer that's why we were so good. We just had so many different guys from so many different places and brought that attitude and competitive spirit. I think that's what really makes teams great, when you get the diversity and guys that, bring that edge to them from different places. That's what he did. I had Sean Baker. That was a great pick. Brandon took that one. Another honorable mention is Travis Freeman. We had him on the podcast a couple weeks ago. Ball State, great middle linebacker, just played tough as nails. I think he's one of the leading tacklers at Ball State, if not the leader. And he just played the game the right way. Was there all 4 years. Super humbled and had to play with that guy. And last one is Jeff Garrett. I don't know if you guys remember Jeff Garrett, cornerback, played 2011 to 2014. He played with me. Great player. He was an all-MAC player. I think it was first team. He was just one of those guys that just locked down half the field, man. Just pull up some tape. Jeff Garrett, man, you guys got to check him out, bro. He gave me the most fits at practice, bro.
I was going to ask you who on the team gave you the most fits.
It was Jeff Garrett and Eric Patterson. Both of those guys were playing on both sides, so I couldn't escape. I'm gonna have to bring my A game every single time because both of them was strapped like that. Jeff was older than Eric, but Jeff was just a patient corner. He wasn't fast at all, but he was patient as hell. He knew how to play the ball. He was physical. He was strong as hell. He would throw somebody out the club quick if he wasn't expecting it. So those are my honorable mentions, man. This was fun, bro. I appreciate this opportunity, but I wish I had a couple more picks, man. I could have gave y'all a couple more, dog.
There we go. Hey, before you guys hit most of my honorable mentions. I have a couple more I'll say, but before I go out, I want to talk about Eric Patterson and specifically the game against South Florida in Muncie that we won back in, I believe that was 2012. Everybody remembers someone on this podcast, it could be me or it could be Willie, there's no way of knowing, had a toe tap touchdown in the back of the end zone to win the game. But what people forget is USF did get the ball back after that, and Eric Patterson sealed it with an interception to truly end the game, giving them what our third at the time BCS, if you want to call it, win ever when they were in the Big East. So that's something I always remember about Eric Patterson as well. Okay, I have a handful. Again, you guys hit on most of the honorable mention I had left. But Caleb Huntley, great running back for that team that won the MAC championship in 2020. Big bruising back. He played for a few years with the Falcons. And also Bernie Parmalee, he's an older name as a running back as well. Probably at his time, probably the best running back in Ball State history. And fun story, This year, when I went to the Colts-Dolphins game, I was walking out afterwards, and I saw someone wearing a Bernie Parmalee Dolphins jersey, which there cannot be many of those out there.
Wow.
So
Wow.
Bernie Parmalee, Caleb Huntley, Anthony Winbush, he's the all-time leader in sacks at Ball State. He would play, I think he used in 2017 was his last year.
Right.
Someone I was going to try and get squirrely with in draft, I was going to try and take Brad Maynard as my defensive player. He was the MAC Defensive Player of the Year as a punter, so I was going to try and do that, but I did not. Talking about more recently, he only played 1 year, but Nate Voras, the year he had, amazing year. Again, sadly, we're only going to see him the 1 year.
Great.
And my last honorable mention is more just because he's a friend of mine, a friend of the program, the great Chris Radican. He's the Ball State football radio analyst. He's been on the show a bunch of times. So if he listens to this, which he usually listens to the show, and I don't say Chris Radican, I'll be in trouble. So Chris Radican is my last honorable mention there. So everyone, if you made it this far in the episode, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put out a graphic on my social media. I'll get it to these guys as well if they want to put it on their page. It's going to be a blind graphic. So for some reason you've listened to the show, you'll know, but people otherwise who haven't will see this. You're going to vote. We're going to have the teams. It's going to have player 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll have a poll up with it, and whoever wins is the champion of the draft. We'll figure out maybe some sort of prize for it. So we'll put that out there. Be sure to go vote for whoever you thought had the best team. Any last things from Jonathan or Brandon before we wrap this up? Jonathan, I'll start with you. Anything you want to get off your chest before we wrap up here?
Nah, man, it's been a pleasure, man. If y'all know me, my wireless held up, man. My dogs didn't, so that's kind of why I tapped in and out. So you have to hear all the noise and whatnot, man. But it's been a pleasure going down some of history lane and kind of bringing a highlight to the university and to the program, man. Ball State needs it after the season that they had. Last few seasons they had, and you know what I'm saying, it's been real fun, man. We could maybe do it again.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'm down to do it again. Maybe we'll do a basketball one next time.
Yeah,
we can try basketball as well. Brandon, any last things for the fans here before we wrap up?
This was an awesome trip down memory lane, right? To remember some of these names and talk about what they've done and their experiences, and Willie's experiences with them, whether it be on the field or off the field. I thought it was just great to hear. I think the fans listening and watching will enjoy it as well with some of these throwback names, and remember kind of where they were at when they saw it, or whether they were in school while these people were in there as well. But no, it was a lot of fun. Like I said, when you sent the offer, there's no way I'm not going to pass that up. We're definitely going to do that. So, and definitely looking forward to a basketball one down the line as well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we'll have to do a basketball one soon. All right, Willie, make your last pitch here to the fans. Why they should pick you.
Oh man, I might have to sub out Corey Sykes for Caleb Huntley, man. That was a great honorable mention there. But yeah, no, I think my team is solid, man. It can compete with anybody. These guys got some great picks, so it's really a toss up to see who wins. But this was really fun. I enjoyed it. Shout out to Brandon and Jonathan for being on tonight. This was a cool collab. I definitely would do it again. Definitely might add another receiver, you know what I'm saying, to make it, get that 3 receiver rotation in there, you know what I'm saying. But no, I think this was awesome. I appreciate the fans that tuning in tonight. Make sure y'all vote. You don't have to pick me, but, pick the best team, and I know I have the best team, right? So I just appreciate everybody, man. Appreciate you guys for the love, and until next time, bro. It's been
perfect.
Fun.
Appreciate everyone being here. Again, be sure to go over, if you haven't already, go check out Crossroads Sports on all the social media platforms, on Twitter, on YouTube, wherever. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to follow them. And do the same thing with Ball State of the Union if you haven't already. It really helps us get this out to more people. So we appreciate Brandon, Jonathan, Willie, as always, for being here with us. So until next time, everyone out there, chirp, chirp, and go Cardinals.